So now let's work on some pediatric medications. When we start our pediatric medications, we're going to start with our safe dose range. This is probably what you'll see a lot. You'll get an order, and we need to look at our drug reference to see what the safe range is for that child. And then we want to know if our order is safe because we want to make sure that we're given the safe amount. So what we have here is amoxicillin. Our order reads 150 milligrams every 8 hours. Our drug reference says that we can give 20 to 40 milligrams per kilogram in 24 hours or per day. Our child weighs 23 pounds. So to figure our low dose that's appropriate, then we're going to take our 20 milligrams It would help if the pen would write. 20 milligrams per kilogram our patient is 23 pounds. So we have to convert that. Our kilogram is 2.2 pounds. And our order was 150. But that's not what's important to us right now. Right now, we want to know what is going to be safe for our low range. So we want to cancel out our pounds and kilograms. And then we want to do our math, which for the math for this one, we've got 20 times 23, which gives us 460. We've got the 2.2 on the bottom. So we're going to divide by 2.2. And so our low is 209.1 or 209. And what did we have? Milligrams. And then our highest dose is 40 milligrams. Per kilogram. 23-pound patient. Kilogram, 2.2 pounds. Get rid of our labels, always, always, always. Then do our math, which is 40 times 23, which gives us 920. Divide that by 2.2. Which is 418.1818181818. We don't ever round up on PDs, so we're going to end up with 418 milligrams as our highest. So then our order says 150 milligrams every 8 hours. Now these two that we did, our safe dose range was in 24 hours or per day. So we can't compare the 150 milligrams every 8 hours to what we have per day. We have to get it in the same. So what I'm going to do is looking at my 8 hours that are here, how many 8-hour intervals are there in 24 hours? Which there's 3, so that would be giving it 3 times a day, 8, 16, 24 hours. So I'm going to take my 150 and multiply that by 3, which gives me 450 milligrams per day is what the doctor ordered. Now I could turn that around and I could take the 209 and the 418 and divide those by 3 and get those every 8 hours. However you want to do that. It's still going to end up within the same. So our order says 450 milligrams a day. Our low is 209 milligrams a day. Our high is 418 milligrams a day. So in this instance, this order is not safe. Because 450 is more than our highest allowance or appropriate dose. So that one would not be safe. So now let's look at another one. What we have here is 50 milligrams daily is our order. Our reference is 5 to 10 per kilogram daily. And our patient is 30 pounds. So we take our 5 milligrams per kilogram. Our patient is 30 pounds. A kilogram is 2.2 pounds. That cancels out. So then our math is 5 times 30 is 150 divided by our 2.2 gives us 68.1818. So 68 milligrams per day. Our high dose is 10 milligrams per kilogram. 30-pound patient, 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. Cancel labels. Do the math. 10 times 30 is 300 divided by 2.2 gives you 136.36 per 36, so 136 milligrams per day. Our order is for 50 milligrams daily. You see that right here. And so this one is actually not enough medication. So is this safe for the patient? It is safe, but not effective. So this one would be too low. So now let's look at our fluids. If we've got a dehydrated child, we're going to bolus them with fluids, and then we need to be able to run maintenance doses. Fluid boluses and maintenance doses are the two formulas that you're going to have to remember. Always remember fluid bolus is always the same, 20 milliliters per kilogram per 30 minutes. So what we're going to do on this one, we can do this either way. We could change our pounds to kilograms and just multiply it out, or we can put it back into our dosage calculations just like I've been doing, which is how I'm going to do it. So we're going to do the 20 milliliters per kilogram per 30 minutes. Our child is 10 pounds. A kilogram is 2.2 pounds. We need it mils per hour because we're going to put it on a pump. So we have 60 minutes in an hour. So now my minutes canceled, my kilograms, my pounds. I have meals per hour left. So now all I have to do is multiply. I can take out zeros if I want to. So then I've got 2 times 10 times 60, which gives me 1200. And then on the bottom, I have 3 times 2.2, which gives me 6.6. So then when I take 1200 and divide that by 6.6, I get 181.81818181. So 181 mils per hour is going to be my bolus. Now I'm going to show you the other way to do this, just simply because some of y'all are going to find that easier, is if our child is 10 pounds and we divide that by 2.2, divide by 2.2, then they're going to be 4.5455454 kilograms. So we're going to call that we always want to go out to the 100th place if we're going to do kilograms. So we're going to say 4.55 kilograms. So then all I would have to do is take my 20 meals times my 4.55 kilograms, which gives me 91, and that's for 30 minutes. So I have to multiply that by 2 to get my hour, because it's only 30 minutes. So I get 182 on that one. So that's our bolus. I don't necessarily like doing it this way, simply because you don't get the accuracy in the kilograms unless it's something that comes out exact. But if you have to round, and then when you round, then like this is 182 milliliters versus what we got a while ago, which was 181. So that's actually a milliliter more, and that can make a huge difference with a child. So especially just a 10-pound child. So I prefer to do it the other way. The next thing that we want to look at is our maintenance fluids. So when we have a maintenance fluid on our child, then we have to remember this formula, which is if they're less than 10 kilograms, we're going to use the 100 mils per kilogram per day. If they're 10 to 20, we're going to use the 100 mils for the first 10, and then we're going to use 50 mils for the remaining kilograms. If they're over 20, we're going to use 100 for the first 10, 50 for the second 10, and then 20 for the remaining kilograms. So you have to remember basically your bolus, which was your 20 milliliters per kilogram per 30 minutes, and your maintenance fluids. Just remember your 3 tiers: 100 milliliters a day, 50 milliliters a day, and then 20 milliliters a day. And we're going to figure those in and see how those work with our children. So like our first one, we have 5 kilograms, which is in our less than 10 kilogram. So all we're going to have to do is take our 100 milliliters times our 5 kilogram child, And this is going to give us a daily dose. So 100 times 5 gave us 500 milliliters a day. Now we want this in hours, so we're going to have to divide this by 24. And 500 divided by 24 gives you 20.83 or 20.8 or 20 milliliters per hour. Now you can put this back into the formula like before. If you need to work it out that way, that's not a problem. And that would look like 100 milliliters per kilogram per day times your 5 kilogram child, and then a day is 24 hours. So then you would do the same thing, cancel to make sure that you ended up with milliliters per hour, and then solve it, which is your 100 times 5. So you've got 500 divided by 24, which is 20.8. Remember, we do not round up on PEDs. If you can, it'll always tell you whether or not you need it. You can put a decimal point in there or not. If it's not, then it would just be 20 mils per hour. So that's if they're less than 5. If they're in between the 10 and the 20, then you're going to go 100 milliliters for the first 10 kilograms. And again, this is per day. And then we're going to go to our second tier, which is 50 milliliters. And if we already used 10 of our kilograms right here, then we only have 5 left. So we have 5 kilograms per day. So every time you do this, this middle part right here should add up to the same as what your child is. So here I got 15 kilograms. My child was 15 kilograms. So what I end up with is 100 times 10, which is 1,000 milliliters. Here I've got 50 times 5, which is 250 milliliters. So I end up with 1,250 milliliters. Now I have to divide that by my 24 hours. So when I take 1,250 and divide that by 24, then I get 52 milliliters per hour. That would be my maintenance fluids. So my 100 was for my first 10, and then my 50 was for whatever was left. So then when our child is more than 20, I'm going to scribble those out so you don't get confused. When our child is more than 20, like this one is 35 kilograms, now we're going to use the 100, the 50, and the 20. So we're going to have 100 milliliters per 10 kilograms. Then we're going to have the next tier is 50 milliliters per 10 kilograms. So I've taken off 10 and 10. So I've taken off 20, so that leaves me with 15 kilograms. So my next 20 mils is going to go with my remaining 15 kilograms. Remember what I said, this right here should add up 10, 10, and 15 is 35 kilograms, which is what my child was. So then when I do the math, 10 times 10, we've got 1,000. 50 times 10 is 500. And then 20 times 15 is 300. So 1,000 plus 500 plus 300 gives me 1,800. And remember, I have to divide that by 24. Which gives me 75 mils per hour. So make sure that you memorize these. Make sure that you understand how it's the less than 10, 10 to 20, greater than 20, how the middle lines, the kilograms, are always going to add up to your total kilograms, and then you have to divide everything by 24 at the end. And this should get you through the PD math.